smiling faces. Wonderful. Speaking of the GIZ leadership development practice, and as I wrote in the chat already, I am welcoming you today from Washington, D.C., which is unusual for me, because normally I'm posted in Bonn, Germany. But I had the pleasure to attend a very interesting session at the World Bank on a collective action platform that they are considering to start, and we are part of it with GIZ Leadership. And one topic that we talk about as well here is a leadership development program that we jointly develop on the topic of universal health coverage. So, and this is bringing us right into the heart of the matter today. So, I'm really happy to be with you. As Karen said, it's a rather small group, but that makes also quite some sense, because we can use this webinar a little bit like a sensing journey. But I will come to that later in a few seconds. Now I just want to say that I'm really happy to have you all on board. My greetings go to Katalin, especially because we arranged actually a dialogue interview. We're in the framework of the MOOC, you remember. I mean, some of us are now doing dialogue interviews, which is a good thing to do at the moment where we are on our journeys. And somehow Katalin picked me. I was not the very best partner for that so far, because I was traveling and couldn't make it. But Katalin, I will do my best to do it as soon as possible. I just was covered by appointments and work all the time. Okay, so now coming back to our webinar. So, there is one thing which is really quite a pity, because we have to do it without Martin Kalungu-Banda. Martin unfortunately had to quit in the very, very last moment because I think he has to travel to Zambia. He's consulting the Zambian government. You maybe know that Martin is Zambian as well. He is Zambian, and he has something like a program where he consults the Zambian government. And he was standing on standby to go to Zambia. Originally, we thought that we would get him there for the webinar, and then he said, "It looks like I'm going to be still in the UK where he is living." And now, exactly in that moment, he got like green light from the Zambian government and had to travel. He packed his stuff and is actually on the way to the airport, which is really a pity, because Martin is not only a wonderful person, but can tell and share very interesting stories about how he relates to this universal health coverage topic. But what can we do? I mean, this is also something that makes our MOOC interesting. We do it live, and sometimes things like that just happen. So I'm happy to welcome Kai. Kai is a colleague of mine who is an excellent expert on universal health coverage. He's working in the social health protection unit of GIZ, and originally it was foreseen that he and Martin will be our guest speakers. Now that we have to do that all without Martin, we changed roles a little bit. Kai stays with his role, and I will try to step in a little bit for Martin when we talk about leadership challenges. But the most important people are nevertheless you participants, because as I said, we can use this webinar a little bit like a sensing journey. And this has something to do with the step that we are actually now all together doing on our joint and individual leadership journey, which this MOOC in fact is. You remember that we were starting in late March, the 25th of March, with kind of a preparation week when we also had the webinar with Peter Senge. And last week, starting at the 1st of April, it was the stage that we call starting the journey. It was very much about competency domains, what actually is leadership for international cooperation, how could we define what we call leadership for global responsibility. And now, the week that we are now in is under the heading Exploring the Outside World. That means we kind of now dig deep into the system. And the system, in our case, is not narrowly defined. It's very wide. I mean, the whole MOOC enables you to work on almost every topic in the sphere of international cooperation. But we wanted to use this time to give you an insight on certain sectors. And today, it's a very interesting and quite important sector. It is universal health coverage. I think I try to bring in video now because Kai and I, maybe it is better for you if you can also see our faces. So I'm going to switch this on now. I hope that the quality is good enough. Aha, that's me. Kai is coming in as well. Kai is waving hands. Okay, so, yeah, the sensing journey. That means when we do our leadership journeys, when we develop the format, we came from, I mean, we have done human capacity development before, and we often visited institutions, people with our participants in certain systems. And this was often in a way that people were getting presentations, and yeah, the question was to which extent were people able to become activated in this procedure and to take ownership. So what we developed then is more an approach, what we call sending journey, in according similar to what Otto Schama developed in the peer review, where you can really explore a system by asking questions and connecting to people from the system. And this is today the case. Kai is the expert on universal health coverage. I try to be best possible expert on leadership development. We will give a brief input, mainly Kai. And then we open the scene and we give you the opportunity to start, to ask questions. Okay, but before we start with our input, I would like to give the microphone back to Karen, because we have prepared a question that we would like to ask you, but first to answer it via chat. Karen, are you ready to take over?
Yes, thank you, Klaus. The question we have for you today as a start is actually the guiding question of our session, which is, the question is, why is universal health coverage a key leadership topic? And I would like to add, why is it a leadership topic for you? So if you could tell us in one sentence in the chat, so what is your connection to universal health coverage? So what invited you to be here today in this webinar? That would be wonderful. So why is it a leadership topic for you? Yes, that's right. Any ideas? You can also, as we are a small group, you can also raise your hand. Or if you prefer, write something, your statement in the chat. So what is your connection to universal health coverage? Jesus is saying paradigm change takes time. And Mohammed says healthy citizens means healthy families, healthy society and healthy productive world. We have from Kathleen, I'm simply interested in all health-related issues. Now broken shoulder, and it's due to high winds 2 months ago. Talk about climate change. Susanna is asking the question, if we have all resources needed, why do people have to suffer illness? Jesus has the connection to health with well-being, being his topic, his passion. Heike saying it is a human right. Or Katharina, it belongs to human rights. We cannot continue with the access to healthcare. Magdalena needs leadership skills to improve health indicators, especially getting the community to participate. Charlotte is asking, isn't health a human right? Daniela is curious because it isn't so far a key task or competency in her context, but she thinks it's a core value and precondition for life in all its variations. And Emma finally states, a healthy population ensures a healthy workforce. And there are more coming, and a bit faster than I can read. Universal health coverage is interwoven with climate change and all the other challenges we are facing in this century. It is a human right, and unfortunately not everyone has access to medical facilities. And the providing of essential healthcare coverage allows people to cease worrying about what might be and concentrate on what is in the moment, the work and the family and nature. And now I'm going to say, pain is not fair if it can be defeated. And maybe a last one from Kalyani. A leader needs to be healthy since a leader has a duty of care towards himself, herself also. And for Charlotte, it connects with clear water, and not everybody has access to water. Wow. Yeah, just bringing all voices in, and I think it's a wonderful basis for the following journey. Yeah, you are invited, to listen into the topic we have today. And yes, I would like to hand over back to Klaus and Kai. Yeah, there are more coming in the chat, but I think we should slowly start.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. Thank you, all MOOCers from all over the world. I must say, I actually like the groove of this little bit smaller group. Probably we will be able to dig a little bit deeper into the topic today, which is very nice. I think the first harvesting of the chat shows that there's a very high potential in this group on the topic. And so I think it's high time to pass the word to Kai. As I said, Kai is a colleague of mine. He's working in the social health and protection unit. And for those of you who came a little bit later, unfortunately, we have to do this webinar today without Martin Kalungu Banda, because he had to leave the country and go to Zambia for some urgent obligations there. I tried to replace Martin as good as possible, but with Kai, we have an excellent expert on the topic, all topics related to social health protection, also universal health coverage.